Hello, my name is Nicole, and I'm presenting my service learning project, which I did at the Healthy Beginnings Plus agency and also at the Nurse Family Partnership. The reason I chose this program, Healthy Beginnings Plus, was that I'm working at Women and Babies at the couplet care unit, and I'm in contact with a lot of patients who are in this program. So I was curious to find out more about it, to be more informed and to help my patients, give them better resources, and also to educate more people about that program in my community. Healthy Beginnings Plus assists low-income pregnant women. They provide positive prenatal care. That's their main focus. Now, you also heard me talk about Nurse Family Partnership. This is a similar program, so they work very closely together, but this is only for first-time parents. And the nurse will follow that mom or that parent for actually 2 years past the giving birth. Healthy Beginnings Plus also provides great maternity services. They help set up with doctor's appointments. They have a wonderful breastfeeding support group. They offer great information and support. They have a great social support group to get everyone involved who's in the same boat, and they help with medical assistance. One of the biggest issues of that particular population, I believe, is social issues. There are challenges to access healthcare services that can lead to delayed postpartum care, which can then down the road lead to other issues. Another thing I experienced also is that family members are in prison, which that can interfere also with socially. I also found an article which was very interesting to read, that throughout collaboration of the healthcare team and social services, in the long run, there are better outcomes. You can save money. Doctors are more aware of what's going on socially wise, and that was a very interesting read. So I hope for the future that there will be more collaboration of social services and the overall healthcare team. Another issue is political issues for this particular population. You want to be the advocate for them. You want to help them. You want to raise your voices for them. You want to introduce them, especially first-time parents, to their rights, like breastfeeding or pumping at work. What are they allowed to do? What does the employee needs to do in order for them to succeed with their breastfeeding? And then there's also the Family and Medical Leave Act, which it's very important, especially for working mothers, that they're aware of what are their rights. This third issue I'm talking about is economic issues. There is lack of prenatal care, which we also saw under the social issues. Food stamps, it's important that the family knows where they can get food in order to provide for their children, where they can go to receive affordable childcare, and what they have to do to go to their follow-up appointments and how they can get to those follow-up appointments, which is very important, especially in the beginning. no employment or long hour employments. That's more so for the nurse family partnership. They, since they're with you for 2 years after delivery, they can help you find new employment, or can help you also with childcare if you have to work long hours, and especially helping with where to obtain those specific resources. The last issue is cultural issues. I've seen a lot during my learning process, my service process. There are a lot of non-English speaking families, which that can be very hard on them to find out their resources, what they have to do, and in order to get a better understanding of the whole system. Then there are also very young patients, teenage parents. They also need different resources. And then there's different ethnicities and also different cultures, which I personally have seen also in the hospital. And we're trying very hard to accommodate everyone with the different cultural rituals. How was the project designed? How did I make that project happen for me? First, I got in touch with the program director. We set up some time to talk, and then she got me set up with the other coordinators within the Healthy Beginnings Plus agency. And then I had individual interviews with the specific program directors. I gave them my info, and then we planned a start date and time, and then we got started. What did I do during my service learning project? I started out with prenatal fitness classes and nutrition classes, where I was able to support a small group. It was very intimate but very productive. I helped teaching some breastfeeding classes. I went to the Baby Way Cafe, where we had moms meeting who are breastfeeding. Some of them were even bottle feeding, but we always had a specific topic that day about breastfeeding, or if anyone had any questions. Then we also did baby care basic classes and childbirth education classes, where I was able to provide some input, since I'm working at Women's and Babies at the couplet care unit. The revision of this project was more so that I was very flexible. I was able to work more hours one week and less hours another week. I was able to work with Healthy Beginnings Plus and Nurse Family Partnership, since they both coordinate a lot of classes together, work together. So that was my main revision. For the future, I would say I could have gotten more familiar with the particular population with who they're working with, get to know other staff members to see what they're doing in that agency and what are their job descriptions, and find out more about other programs within the agency. On the next 3 slides, I'm talking about my objectives, which I have successfully met. Objective number 1 was, by the end of the course, expectant mothers can describe what healthy plate include. I was able to meet that by participants understanding the importance of the healthy plate, and all the participants were able to give examples at the end of it what the healthy plate has to offer. Objective number 2, by the end of the course, expectant mothers can make 2 healthy snacks and explain the ingredients. This was also met by the participants being able to make their own snacks, and during those times when we made those snacks, they were able to explain what the different food groups were, and they were able to try new things. And last objective, by the end of my service learning project, I will learn about 3 different social issues that complicate pregnancies. I actually learned a couple more. One of them was social networking, single mothers, low income parents, and non-English speaking parents. Those were the main issues that complicated their pregnancies. My impact on first-time parents through this project was providing inside information because of where I work. I was able to establish a great relationship with the group and give them encouragement to raise their voices, utilize all the resources, provide them with my own birth story, and I talked to a couple parents about it, and I had them even during their stay at the hospital, and we were able to talk about it, and they were very thankful that I was able to give them some insight into it, to know what they're expecting. So that was very interesting. My personal reflection, I really enjoyed working with the different nurses and counselors during my project. I learned a lot from the courses and the classes that were offered, and because it was interesting, I saw the people before they delivered, and then some of them actually while they were in the hospital. I learned from the people coming to class, and I feel I was able to give back to them. That was, I think, one of the biggest personal reflections I can say. And I could see myself working at Healthy Beginnings Plus or even the Nurse Family Partnership down the road. Under the professional impact, I would say always remember, no matter how much or how little you do, somehow you can touch someone's life. And I believe, especially in the healthcare field, that's very true. You do want to listen to your patients. You never know how much they appreciate it if they know that they've been listened to. And you want to help them utilize their resources so they can make the best out of their situation. And that project has given me a better insight into the agency. I got new knowledge and a great insight on what else I can do as a nurse. And here are my references, and that's the end of my presentation. I hope you all enjoyed my service learning project. Thank you.